the real you? Is it kind of
Hey, good morning, everybody. I hope you're doing well. My name is Sean Murphy. How are you this morning? Let's get started. It is Thursday, December 15th, episode 1388, 89, maybe. I stopped counting after 1,000. Hey, listen, quick question for you. Do you understand why it's such a challenge for you in the personal knowledge business and the personal wellness business and the personal finance business and the personal what else is there? Education business, aka network marketing. Do you know why it's so challenging for you to build your business? Because you don't understand, you possibly don't understand your brand. Thank you, Zalika. And we should be recording. Hopefully, let's see. Yes, we are. Hey, everybody. Good morning again. 3 styles of branding, 3 things of branding. The reason most people struggle, the reason most people suffer in their business is because they don't understand the 3 styles of brand that you deliver to the world. There's functional, which why most network marketers operate in the functional world. Myron Golden talks about the 4 kinds of wealth, and we'll do that. So many different moving parts. Myron Golden talks about the 4 ways that you can build wealth. One is manipulation. Manipulation means you do all the work. You're doing all of the stuff. You're doing all the conversation. You're doing all of the heavy lifting. You're the only one responsible. You're the only one that can do it. In branding, that's called functional branding. You have a brand that says you're going to do all the work. You're going to do everything. And the reason that it's very hard to duplicate your business is because people are like, shit, I don't want to have to work that hard. I want what you got, but I don't want to have to work that hard. I don't want to do what you do. And then if you think about it, right, the meditation we were listening to this morning talked about inexpensive airlines. Ryanair, if you've ever been on a Ryanair flight, it's quite fascinating. That's a European conversation over in the European Union, Ryanair. So we used to have airlines like that, Kiwi Air. Let's put it this way. Southwest here is a significant upgrade from a Ryanair flight. So that's called functional. So in your business, in your brand, in your business model, in your expansion, you may want to expand out of the manipulation method of leadership, the manipulation method of building your business, meaning you're the only one that does it. I know you've got Teams and calls and you've got Zooms, but you're the one that's constantly telling people, you got to do it this way. You got to do it my way. I got to have these conversations. You got to do this and you got to do that. And I'll do this for you. And you wind up, it's manipulating energy to work for you. Lowest form of income energy. Functional branding, you function at just a very basic, you provide a function. You're like the crossing guard at a school crossing guard. You're like the traffic light. You're the crosswalk sign that says don't walk 18 seconds, 17 seconds, 16. You're very functional in your business. That's the brand that you produce. Then if you move with Myron Golden says from manipulation to coordination, right? You're still managing everybody. You're making sure everybody here, you're there, you do this, you're on that call. Did you follow up here? Did you do this there? They're managers at McDonald's. They're managers at Saks Fifth Avenue. They're managers at Nordstrom's. They're still managers. They're coordinating the manipulators. Does that make sense? So that's number 2 of the methodology of creating income. We're talking about brands. So that's still a functional model. You're more highly functional in your brand. You do things a little bit better. Maybe you have an email list that you speak to people. Maybe you coordinate things a little bit better. Maybe you've got some color schemes in your messages that go out. Maybe you've started to I don't know, wear a particular color of lipstick, or you've got a particular kind of shoes that you wear, or you do fill in the blank. So now the question is, well, how do we go? What's the next level of branding? So you go from functional, you go to experiential. You give somebody an experience. which is where most people struggle. They get stuck in the experiential side of our business of network marketing, and they fail to proceed. See, Rolls-Royce, you'll never see or hear a conversation about a Rolls-Royce that breaks down. They just don't break down. They use elegant language, and the elegant language they use is, it fails to proceed. Most people in their network marketing business at this point fail to proceed because they become an experience and they have the experience of your products. They have the experience of your community. They have the experience of your team. They have the experience of your leadership. The one that you're seeking, the one that elevates you from comparison, the one that elevates you from it's like everything else out there, it's one of those things. What elevates you from that is the third model of branding. See, if we go back to Myron Golden's income model, the people where they struggle are the manipulators. Man, I want more. I got to do more. I tell you, I have 3 jobs, but you're limited to what you can do in 3 jobs. You're functional. You become the manager, and all of a sudden you're managing at 2 of your jobs and you're still working a 3rd job because you still need the income. You're still functioning to survive. Then you elevate, you cross over into the top 2 of the methodology of creating income. And the first one is communication. And in communicating, authors, actors, they make a lot more money than the coordinators. Do you know actors who make more money than the directors? Why? The directors are the coordinators of all of the things. They're trying to get the cats to walk in order. But the ones who are doing the communicating, the ones who are on screen, they're changing lives. So they believe in movies, and they get you involved and they get you drawn in. So where does that fall in the branding? How does that fall into the 3rd level of branding? Well, the 3rd level of branding is called transformational. Does your brand transform the human being? Apple believes, and most people who are Appleites, that Apple products are transformable. They transform you into, right, when you use Final Cut Pro or you use any of the particular programs that they have, you use the iPhone, it transforms you into this amazing being. It transforms your capability, your capacity. You can do more. You're no longer just functional because they put the heart in it. Simon Sinek's, right? Start with why. There's some phone companies who had great functionality and they're out of business. They function better, right? Motorola, BlackBerry, they function better than the iPhone. But why are they no longer really around? Because they weren't transformable. They didn't transform the user. See, your product, you're so close to being the transformer. You do transform people, but because you don't transform the human being who uses the experience of your product, they wind up not really understanding what it is that the product does. And they go, I don't know if it's working anymore. Does that make sense? So the 3 brands, functional, experiential, and transformable. What does your brand do? What do you do? I'm not talking about your company now. Let's take it back to you, because this conversation is powered by ketones. A lot of people sell ketones. A lot of people sell ketone knockoffs. A lot of people sell ketone wannabes. So if it's just ketones, everybody says, oh yeah, I know about those. Well, what happens when you deal with the experiential of the world-class, cutting edge, leading edge category creator product line? Okay, so my experience is a little bit better. Wow, this is amazing. I felt it. Where the change happens is, can you help the human being transform? Does it give them the chance to transform their capability, capacity, brain fog, ability, muscle retention, fat loss? Does it give them the ability to transform themselves as a human being? Does it allow them to have more of what they want, less of what they don't? Does your product allow them to have more of what they want, less of what they don't? Does your product give them a chance to transform their financial opportunity? Does it give them a chance to transform their health possibility? Does it give them a chance to transform their relationship possibilities? See, I believe your product does that. Otherwise, you wouldn't be involved in it. The challenge is that it ends at the package of your product. It ends at the website of your product for most people, because they don't understand how to continue to follow through and help to continue the transformation of the human being from a human level. Things like self-talk, helping people set goals and achieve goals. There's ways that people don't fully understand the process and the possibilities of what's the potential is of a human being. What's the potential of a human being? What's the potential of any human being? It's unlimited. So then if the potential is unlimited, what actions do they take? Do they take unlimited actions? No, they take limited actions. And what happens when you take limited actions? You have limited results. And then what happens to your belief of the unlimited potential? You realize, I can only do this much. My education only allows me to do this much. My beauty only allows me to do this much. My height only allows me to do this much. My weight only allows me to do this much. My age only allows me to do this much. And our unlimited potential becomes instantly narrowed down to fit in a shoebox. But your product is transformational. Your product is functional. Your product is experiential, and your product is transformational. That's the brand. So, but where does the brand fall off? The brand falls off with us. It falls off with us because we may not understand how to continue to help the transformation of the human being. First of all, on our own sheet of notes and dreams and goals and paper wishes and wants. You want to become transformational. You want a brand that's transformational, that's called you, the brand of transformation. Is start with yourself. Do you have your definite major purpose? Did you write out your 10 things of wants or wishes, your 10 lists of gratitude, 10 things you're grateful for this morning? Did you write them out? Not just speak them. Did you write them out? The kinesiology of writing is the transformational process that people need. The slowing down of writing allows you to become fully engaged with the thought process of the thing that you're truly grateful for. It activates parts in the brain and the serotonin and all of the thing and the dopamine. And it starts to give you this feeling of, oh my gosh. And you start to transform yourself into this higher human being. And then you show up in the world as a transformed higher human being. And Joseph McClendon III would say, people, if you can get people to say, I want some of that. I want some of that. Can I have some of that? What are you doing? Can I have some of that? What are you doing? If I were to plop you in front of an audience today, right now, if I were to plop you right now in front of an audience, in front of a community, in front of a group, on social media, if I were to bring you on camera, would you show up in a way that people go, holy shnikes, I want some of that? You've been up for how long? Been up for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and you're not living the life that somebody else would want. You're not living the life that even you want. You're not being able to show up in the world. You're not acting as a transformational human being for somebody to look at you and go, I want some of that. And you wonder why today might be a struggle. You wonder why you allow yourself these moments of joy, these flashes of transformation, and then you go right back to the experience of life. And most people's experience of life is that it sucks. And you want more people to experience that? Has the day run you over already, or are you going to decide that this is the day I transform everything? This is the day I become dangerously conscious. Because when you have dangerous consciousness flowing through your day, people say, I want some of that. What are you doing? When you become dangerously conscious of your capabilities and your capacities, all of a sudden you go from the manipulator and the coordinator, you begin to communicate. And you're in everything in your life. When you begin to communicate new stories, when you begin to communicate new ideas, when you begin to communicate possibilities, when you give people the chance to communicate and have a dialogue back with you, your world changes instantly. Yes, of course it does. You have a conversation, a friend who calls you out of the blue that wasn't on a time management chart. Hey, how are you? Good. Hey, I got good news. Oh my gosh, you won't believe what happened. You're like, tell me, 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 tell me. Why do we get excited when somebody says, you won't believe what happened, and you can hear the sound in their voice? We get just as excited because we want to hear the pain that sometimes happens to people. Oh my God, you won't believe what happened. Wow, what happened? What happened? Tell me what happened. Because I want to feel good about me. I want to support you. I want to help you feel better, but I want to feel good that my life doesn't suck as much as yours. All happening at a subconscious level. But when it's something good, oh my gosh, you won't believe what happened. And you hear the excitement and enthusiasm in their mouth and in their voice and in their heart and in their spirit. Their interior cingulate cortex is activated, and it's now sending a radio signal to you that's going, this is going to be good. And you're like, I want some of that. That's a transformational conversation. What business are you in? I'm in the business of teaching people functional success through all of their five senses, through physiology and biology, through neurology and psychology. It's not about you becoming a rote monster of teaching people how to function in life. It's about you becoming an experiential and person who absolutely can help people transform at the highest level. I'm in the business of helping those who want to transform be able to do it in this lifetime, not the next. How do I do that? Very well. Why do you ask? So, I hope that helps you this morning. So what brand are you going to operate in today? Are you going to be a functional brand? Are you going to be an experiential brand? Or are you going to be a transformational brand? Because when you find out what it means to be transformational, when you realize what you can do to help people transform those who want to transform, because if you go out and you try, you attempt, you want to force, you want to what's called injected values. They say things like, you should be doing this, you should be here, you should be having fun, you should be using my product, you should. That's called injected values in psychology. And when you inject values on the other, what they will not accept that. They can't accept that. Their brain won't accept that because they were told as a child what you should do, and they rebel against that. When you become transformational, people go, I want some of that. They don't even raise their hand. They go, I want some of that. Does that make sense? If it makes sense, it'll make dollars. That's what my daddy used to say. If it makes sense, it'll make dollars. Have an incredible day. Have a transformable day. Have a day that transforms the way you look at things. Dr. Wayne Dyer said, change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. You want to really get into this and understand this and how to transform. So here's how you transform your body. It's called the triangle. It's called the triad. Bottom of the pyramid, bottom of the triangle is physiology. If you're not moving your body, if you're not doing what Joseph McClellan calls assitude, shaking your hips, move your body, just get up. And if you move your body, if you just move around a little bit, just shake yourself up, just get your physiology going. That's where you're going to begin your transformational process. You can't do it sitting on a couch. You can't do it writing one more note. You can't do it reading one more book. You can't do it making one more post. You can't do it making one more reel. You have to change your body. You have to change your physiology. That phrase that what you are seeking is seeking you only happens when you move your body, because as soon as you start to move your body, you activate the magnetism of your body. And when you activate the magnetism of your body, what you think about, you bring about. What you think about, you bring about. So if you think and thank and do your gratitude, there's a lot to this. There's a lot to this. I'm telling you, there's a lot to this. But it's not a lot when you totally focus on it and then you stop doing all of the distraction crap that's in your life. So, to become transformational, physiology, move your body. Next thing is language. What are you focusing on? What is the language you're focusing on? What is your focus and the meaning to what you're about to do? And then the third part. So it's physiology, focus, language, and meaning. What are you focused on right now? Are you focused on the cup empty or the cup full? You focused on it half empty or half full? You focusing on what you don't have or what you do have? Because I can promise any of you that are on this call right now, you're in the top 20% of the richest people on the planet. 80% of the population live life less than $2 a day. Come on, let's get over it. Stop the bitch and stop the complaining. Stop thinking, well, I don't have the latest, greatest car. You got a car, you got running water, you got technology, you got a computer. When you decide to get over yourself, my mentor used to say this to me all the time: get over yourself and get on with life. Because we're all moving to the same finish line. It's called a grave. I don't know where my finish line is, but I know I want to go into it sliding, screaming, hell yeah, baby. I don't want to limp and whine my way into my grave. So when do you start? Should you start? How could you start? You start right now with anything you have and you start moving your body. You understand that. You ask yourself, have I been a functional brand of information? Listen, my cousin Google beats me every time I want to do functional branding. If I think I'm good at function, I go, my cousin Google, he's like, I can give you 1.8 billion answers in 0.6 seconds. Shit, I'm not that good. All right, experiential. Let me do that. I'm going to give you the experience. Well, so is 87 other million people that are on social media and everything else. And listen, I ain't got the curves. Have you seen me? I'm an Irish guy. I left my ass in my other pants. I don't have a single curve on me. Only when my back goes out and I can't bend up. I can't. So I got no curves. You got an advantage over me. So how am I going to compete with your curves, your brilliance, your beauty, your eyes, your beautiful, gorgeous face, your amazing hair? How am I going to compete with that? See, that's the experience. That's the visual experience. So then I had to decide I'm going to be transformational. I'm going to take you from where you are to where you want in the shortest time possible, faster than anybody else on the planet. Why? Because you deserve to be where you want to be. You deserve to be in your comfort zone and not this bullshit zone of ideas that, man, I got to get out of my comfort zone. Well, where are you going to go? Well, I'm going to go to my dreams. That's more painful than your comfort zone. Come on, let's transform that idea and become real about where you're at. It sucks. It hurts. It's painful. And soon as the pain gets heavy enough, soon as the pain gets big enough, you'll decide to either cut a check or cut your teeth, but you'll be on your transformational journey. And I wish you luck. Be careful of which of the coaches, the functional mentor that you're going to get, the people that you call your mentors, the functional, they're only teachers. They're going to teach you the function of what it is to get through life. The experiential, you call them mentors too. The experiential is you call them mentors. They make you feel good. They give you a good experience. They talk about this. They show you, they bring you along on their journey. The true mentor is transformable. The true mentor transforms you. The true mentor definition is they allow you to do things. They teach you how to do things you didn't know you could do. You literally transform right in front of your own eyes, and you do things you didn't know you could do. I'm a mentor. I can teach, I can coach. They're not my strong points. They used to be, but I got to this point of being a mentor, teaching you how to do things you didn't know you could do faster than anybody else could teach you how to do things you didn't know you could do, with more joy, with more love, with more compassion. And that's how you become dangerously conscious. When you access the dangerous consciousness that exists inside of you, your life changes forever, instantly, and you can't go back. You can't go back. So I hope that was helpful. I know it was helpful. I hope it made you smile a little. I believe it did. And I hope it got you a little hot under the collar, because you deserve more of what you want and less of what you don't. And that can happen today. I'm your head brain scrambling misfit, teaching you about functional, experiential, and transformable branding. I'll see y'all where? I'll see you at the next event. Thanks, everybody. Till then, bye for now. YouTube, love you bunches. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have an incredible, amazing mental profits kind of day. Your thoughts do create your income.